Hello everybody and welcome to my channel Lunar Elise. I'm Elisa and today I'll be doing a Mercury retrograde in Scorpio reading. This is a 6-card spread and I'm using it from Tarot for the Wild Soul with Lindsay Mack, and she just sent it out through email, but you can also find some of her spreads and just more about her and Tarot for the Wild Soul on her Instagram, which is Lindsay Mack and Tarot for the Wild Soul. There's a couple. So anyway, some of the things that we're going to look at is about the Mercury retrograde, what it's showing us to reflect, and on completion, what are we going to be looking at. So the first card I'm going to pull will be from the Moonology deck. But before we get started, I'm just going to ask that you go ahead and take a deep breath with me. And I ask that we're present, grounded, open to receive messages, and that I can be a clear channel. Okay? So, I'll go ahead and pull this card, and then we'll look at the end for like our overall message. Ooh, I got 2. You see that? I got 2. So they're going to put them over here. Hey. The dog's about to tell on the cat for scratching furniture, which I think is awesome, but also like, please don't. Please don't, both of you. Thank you. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So the first card we're going to be pulling is a card for this Mercury retrograde. Oh, we're getting 2 because... So it's Temperance and the Strength card. So Temperance is definitely, I think a part of, by the time this Mercury retrograde is over, we'll be, transitioning, if not already. I don't know the exact date of when we move into Sagittarius season, but this is Sagittarius energy, as well as the Strength card is Leo. So what I think we're definitely... there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of, I feel like a lot of solar plexus energy going on with this Mercury retrograde. And so it's really going to be calling our attention to being more patient with what we're planning. Realize that even with the last Mercury retrograde, we thought maybe we closed a lot of doors, that we ended a lot of things that weren't good for us, that just weren't, that we really took the time to analyze and go into what we needed to move out of our life. And this Mercury retrograde, it could be coming back because maybe we didn't dig deep enough to get those things, moving forward. But it's just continuing to say, have the strength, you have it in your core, and just continue being a little patient. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a Numerology Guidance card for that. And I really look at the Temperance card here, because it does say art here on the bottom. And so, whatever creative passions you are working on and the things that you are wanting to bring out into the world to show, just continue to edit your stuff. What I always associate retrograde periods with is so it's reinvent, reinitiate things, and in some ways when we reinitiate something, it can feel like we're initiating something totally brand new, and people are like, no, don't do new things in Mercury retrograde. And go ahead, do new things, but it's if you were continuing to do this new thing over and over again and it wasn't working out for you, reinitiate it in a different way, okay? And it's just really about taking the time. So yeah, let's go ahead and get one Numerology Guidance card for that. 10, Karmic Completion. So yeah, I think if a card doesn't scream Mercury retrograde, this one definitely would take the cake, because this is it's really clearing out this stuff. Next year is 2020, and we're moving into a completely different energy, and so all this is bringing this up, bringing all this stuff up. Temperance, I also see it as a card of healing and guidance, divine guidance. Okay, so you're being shown these things, and you're being shown it, maybe you are being shown these things through art. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get a Numinous astrology card. Trine, flow, harmonizes, aids, enriches, benefits, energizes, enjoys, lubricates. So, yeah, that might sound a little weird for some people. But this is our time to do our routine maintenance so that we can further flow. And this is creative flow, right? That's exactly how it started. I was talking about art. And so, it's helping us step into that flow, and then that's a part of the karmic completion. Okay, so for our next card, what gifts is this retrograde have to offer? This is beautiful. This is the 10 of Cups. I think that's pretty great. So what I think that's saying is, I'm going to use this Enchanted Blossoms deck. It's kind of like integrates flowers and butterflies and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Love. And the flower is lilac, and Vein J is the butterfly. So, I mean, if this card right here isn't like screaming love, this is pride. This is, being completely okay 1000% with who you are and what you've had to do to get here, and that's having love for that, and so I think at the core of this retrograde, it's saying, okay, whatever we do dig up, whatever we need to get past, whoever calls me up, whatever happens to my computer or my phone or whatever, just like look at it with love. That's it. Like we have our 10 of Cups. We're completely whole and all of that. And so, come on. Like what else can we do but love? Okay? I don't know. I guess we can do other things, but it's not going to be as fluid if we don't. Spiritual career. So yeah, this is helping us step deeper into 15, 6. 6 is, if you add these all down, the 7 and the 8, making a 15 and then a 6. That's a number of love too. And so whatever we're doing, whatever we're really working on right now is helping us step further into our spiritual career. And maybe you are an entrepreneur and working on your putting yourself out there. It's continuing to come from a place of wholeness and love altogether. So I'm going to go ahead and do a shamanic healing oracle to see what does this retrograde, what is a gift this retrograde. Struggle, and there's a 3 and a 2 making a 5. So yeah, I mean there's I think I totally see this as a struggle with communication. But maybe that a part of that gift is that we don't have to say anything. We don't have to talk. We don't have to express ourselves. It's about changing the way we are talking to the people we love around us, right? They're not talking. They're just loving on each other, okay? Sometimes, like less is more. We don't need to say that much. Take this time to reflect. That's a gift. Not feeling like you have to say something all the time. Not everybody wants to hear what you have to say too. And it's not because they don't care. It's because everybody else has their own thing going on. So, you know what? Maybe that is a gift, to not have to communicate so much. So the next question we have is, how can I make myself available to receive these gifts? Love. I'm open. First of all, I guess you could start by saying that, right? Oh, the Lovers. This is about being in harmony with yourself. You are completely whole, exactly like you are. If you do have people coming into your life from the past or just around you. It's being open to what they have to say. There's some people reinitiate contact in Mercury retrograde season because it all serves a purpose, and this is our opportunity to really look at it and say, like, okay, why are they really talking to us? Why is this really happening right now? And if we look at it, it's because it's a lesson of love. And maybe what they're saying isn't like totally loving. Maybe they've been harmful to us in the past. There's all these like possibilities of why people are coming at us. But it's realizing that if we just allow ourselves to be open to what is presenting us during this time, we're going to continue to be in harmony with ourselves. We don't have to, again, sit there and communicate all this stuff about, we're feeling these deep emotions, but just because somebody reinitiates something with us doesn't mean that we have to speak on it right away. It is really kind of just being open to hearing them, to listening. A lot of us just want to respond, and a lot of us will feel that, like, somebody sends something and we have to reply back. You don't. Maybe say, I need some time. Maybe say, I'm gonna wait till Mercury retrograde's over. I don't know. Say something that and like, again, we don't. We don't really owe anybody anything, but we do owe ourselves harmony within ourselves. And that's how I see the Lover's card. So how do we make ourselves available to receive these gifts? Support. Ask for help. Get more rest. Nurture yourself. So yeah, rest on it. Rest on the things that are being presented to you. Why does it make you feel that way? Where do you feel it? And I think when it's saying ask for help, maybe don't go for the people that you normally would ask for help. Go to like a new group or something. Go on Meetup or whatever thing people use, like Facebook invite group things. Events that are going on in your area that are kind of calling to you. Maybe you've been a little reluctant to receive new energy from different people, but maybe asking these new people will help you come into deeper harmony with yourself. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pull a John Holland Psychic Tarot for how do I make myself available to receive these gifts? New beginnings, the Fool card. Right, and that's kind of what I was saying. I was like, and it, like, make the new contacts, meet the new groups, go to the different events, the ones that you've been like really had your eye on, that maybe you've been kind of procrastinating on going into, and when you do go there, and maybe you join something that you really wanted to, and you go, and the situation doesn't like quite happen the way you want it to happen. Maybe you get a little like social anxiety, right? And you say the wrong things, and you're like, holy shit, I just embarrassed myself. That's okay, right? This is the Lovers and the Love card that we had in the gifts that we're receiving. We're only receiving more harmony within ourselves, and a part of that harmony is being okay when we say the wrong thing, right? Or whatever. Anyway, we'll do a numerology card and then we'll move on to the next question. And this is flipped out. Creativity. Which I also see 3 as another number of communication. 3 is our solar plexus, which I want to say I do associate with the element of fire. And that's kind of going back to the beginning of the reading when I was talking about having all this, the temperance and the strength card presenting itself for this Mercury retrograde. We have the passion to do all of these things, but we are slowing it down and letting ourselves use this passion. That's a gift. Creativity is a gift. We're all gifted with creativity. Every single one of us. And so, and when we're able to express our creativity, we're further aligning ourselves with more harmony and really coming into wholeness. So, next question is, what is coming up for my reflection and attention this Mercury retrograde season? I'm going to do 2 cards because it's kind of like a 2-parted question. So, the 4 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands is what we got here. So what have we been holding on to tightly to here? I see with the 4 of Pentacles. And maybe we do need to keep holding on to that stuff. And with the Virtue card, like where are we gaining our power? Where are we putting our partnerships and alliances and maybe what have we been holding on to that isn't very virtuous for us? What's taking our power? So let's go ahead and get a little bit deeper. I'll do the John Holland Psychic Tarot for what is coming up for reflection and attention. 2 cards. Oh my goodness. Just gonna shuffle that real quick. Too many cards. It's just too much going on. I just want 2. So spiritual strength and intuition. Again, this is about using, this is 9 of Wands, so it's about using the strength that we have within ourselves and also intuitively knowing what we do need to hold on to. And to continue moving us through the Mercury retrograde season. I'm going to go ahead and get a unicorn card for this, reflection and attention. Oh my gosh, we got 2 cards and I kind of want it too. So, ask and you shall receive. Beloved and polarity. So for polarity, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. And then for the beloved, prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. So hard to show you guys. I'm gonna pull a Numerology Guidance card to kind of. I'm just sitting on this because with the 4 Pentacles and the Polarity card kind of coming up, I see it as like, yeah, what are we holding on to? Is it parts of our shadows? Are we not integrating our shadows? And realizing, with the Beloved card here is that it's saying like, prepare yourself for those things to come up. You like, again, the polarity, it goes back to the Lovers card, and then we are whole. We have these things, so intuitively know what's bringing you power. Patience and self-discipline. Yeah, continue to be patient with yourself and during this Mercury retrograde seasons, because you are going to see things that maybe you don't, with the Polarity card, that you didn't quite want to. But there's a huge message of love overall for what we have going on this Mercury retrograde. So for the next card, what am I being invited to release? The Tower. Basically, I see that as like shit's gonna come up, right? Shit's gonna rock the boat and shit's gonna ask us to rebuild our structure. But you know what? That's okay. We do it all the time. Tower moments come in big moments, little moments, anything. But it's all an opportunity, right? And that's kind of what I was saying earlier. This last Mercury retrograde for this year, before we reach 2020, is saying here's everything. Now, build on that. Plan about it. What do you want to see rise from all this? Okay, but also just know that this is just part of your spiritual journey, and if you feel uncomfortable, that's okay. Release it. Release that discomfort. Use the discomfort that you're feeling in your body when you have anxiety. Start moving. Do something different for yourself. Okay? What can you do differently? What can we release? Okay? What are we invited to release? Effort. If that means you're trying too hard to communicate this new structure, then pull back. You know, I usually see this as a card as like, yeah, making more of an effort to do something. But in this particular situation, it's saying we don't have to try so hard because everything that we want is right in front of us intuitively, right? You keep hearing like this time of the year, the veil is very thin. So, you know, we just have to direct our efforts somewhere else. Yeah, we want to rebuild our tower. Yeah, we want to have this whole new stability. But just take a breath. And why did this tower fall in the first place? So what are we being invited to release? Truth. I think that's really interesting. Really interesting. So I'm going to pull some John Holland Psychic Tarot for that. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's saying like, sometimes we already know the truth, and I feel like this goes back to like people kind of coming back into our life. Sometimes we don't get to come back into people's lives and make amends or do what we need to do to clean up all that stuff. And if we know the truth, then we can know that, and we can communicate it with ourselves, and we can build this partnership and this wholeness and everything by ourselves. We don't always have to reach back out to people. So if you know your truth, you can release it. This is a card on number 3. So in a sense too, like, you know what's making you happy. You know what will make you happy. And so I do see this as kind of like just a general releasing, surrendering. So let's go ahead and do a Numinous astrology card for what are we being invited to release. Passion. Performance, entertainment, creativity, costume, play, love affairs, passion, pleasure, parties, children, humor, romance, disco ball. So there is... it's funny that disco ball's at the very end there, if you can see it. Yeah, let ourselves have some fun too during this time. We are making an effort to be more creative and do all these things, but if you're forcing it, then you're not going to be in flow, and right, and that's what we talked about at the beginning of this Mercury retrograde is helping us come into more of a flow state. So after all this Mercury retrograde, what is this cycle helping us step into? Let's do 2 cards to finish up the reading. The Filmmaker, Prince of Cups, and the 9 of Wands, Fortitude. So the things that are emotionally fulfilling us, we're realizing it now. We see it. We see the big picture, right? We hear he's capturing that moment, like, and that's, I think, what this Mercury retrograde helped us do was be like, okay, I see my image. I see how I want to do this. Now let's keep pushing forward. We pushed forward. We got through this cold wintry season, which I know is like winter is only, that hasn't happened yet. We're still technically in fall, but that's what it's what's giving us the emotional charge to keep moving forward with our passion and our creativity. So I'm gonna do a Numinous astrology card for what is this Mercury retrograde helping us complete. Intimacy, investments, intensity, contracts, sex, erotic, capital, secrets, mysteries. And this is the 8th house. This is Scorpio. So, whatever, I think maybe ideas, back to the Prince of Cups that we had of love. It's realizing that there's many possibilities. There's many roads to take. There's many views to see. And to realize that we can step out of this box of this vision that we always had, and we can choose to see other routes. It's like other universes, other parallel universes and things like that. And it's really helping us, I guess, dig deep to see, like when we make our decisions emotionally, what they are guiding us to do. So I'm gonna get a John Holland Psychic Tarot. For what new cycles am I stepping into upon completion this Mercury retrograde? Yep, we're ready to close the chapters to start all over again, to bring into the full. This is the last card in the major arcana, the world. And so we've collected all this celestial knowledge, and it's all accumulated here, and we get to release. It's kind of like, I feel like a big bang kind of feeling. So anyway, I'll go ahead and pull. This is the liquid crystal oracle cards, and I'm just gonna pull a crystal for this Mercury retrograde season overall. And let's not forget the main message, the Moonology cards that I have over there. So we have Bloodstone, Purification. I just broke, I have like a worry stone of Bloodstone that I usually take to work for like my in-person clients. And it broke because I dropped it. I've never really dropped a crystal before, and it broke. And so it's like, oh shit, like was I using you too much, But yeah, I mean, the overall, like if we look at this bloodstone, the purification of everything, I see it as like really saying this is our opportunity to really clean everything out of our system, get it out, right, and just release, purify. So the Moonology cards that we have before I read this is saying the end of a tough cycle approaches, and believe in the impossible. This Mercury retrograde might be a little tough for us, guys. But just remember to breathe, slow down. This is a purification process, It's like, I'm thinking of like dialysis. Like you have to sit there and you have to wait for all that blood to come out of your body, for them to clean it, for it to come back in. And for, some people that are on dialysis, they do that every day. Why? Because we want to live. We want to be healthy, right? We want to fix ourselves. So let's go ahead and see real quick. I swear I'm on the page. If Bloodstone has come to you today, it is possible that your heart is not just in your physical activities. Follow along life to become boring and one-paced. Bloodstone, the stone of purification, signals renewal, revitalization, and healing, leading to the re-establishment of your spirit as your guiding light towards life's purpose. For you, this means change and a new way. But first, there must be a period of purification and clearing. Drink lots of water and eat as cleanly as possible while Bloodstone does her work. A new you is to be born. Remember that before the caterpillar, you see the light, and can you see the light and fly as a glorious butterfly? It is restricted, attached, and blind in itself created physical cocoon. So, like the symbology of a butterfly, right? It's metamorphosis, and that's what Scorpio season is about: death and transformation, right? And then we started the reading with the Temperance card, which will be transitioning into Sagittarius season. So overall, just remember, this is about purification, renewal. There's something new being born, and it's going to be so good, and we're going to love it. And we're just going to work through this Mercury retrograde like we do every other Mercury retrograde and every other planet Mercury, or not, not just Mercury, but all the other retrogrades, all the energies, right? Purification. We're doing it. Anyway, guys, if you like the reading, please like, comment, subscribe. It'll help me out. I love it. I love doing this. I hope to see you soon.